Good morning, everybody. It's a family-friendly video. I want to check in with the kids, see how they're doing. But, as people are going to watch it anyways, I'm sure. Kids, don't smoke cigarettes, right? I shouldn't even be doing this. Okay, never mind. It's not going to be family-friendly video because I don't smoke in family-friendly videos. All right, so it's not going to be a family-friendly video. All right, so I want to say, General Mattis, if you watch this, hopefully you will. I want to say I owe you an apology. Because when you were at that White House press briefing and you stated that I'm not going to have any communication with Russia, and I freaked out and I was upset because obviously I want to increase communication with Russia and establish peaceful relations with them, because I believe that we need them, between the Asian coalition, Russia, China, and there's energy solutions there as well, unless you want to be a slave to OPEC forever. And we have the gracious offer by Her Majesty to include us in her Commonwealth. Okay, so this is another huge blessing for America. And it's also a big step at being honest with the American public, because we basically already are constituents of the crown, or the Temple Bar. So by Her Majesty coming on saying, well, you want to be officially included in my Commonwealth, that's a big step towards being honest with the American people too. I believe it's a good thing all the way around. Now, so General Mattis, I want to apologize to you. I owe you an apology because after what I've seen, what happened with General Flynn and now Jeff Sessions, these people are trying to sabotage the administration, because they see that the UN and EU structure that is controlled by the Zionists is crumbling. So they're trying desperately to sabotage the administration. So obviously, General Flynn and Jeff Sessions both got set up, So General Mattis, by you stating firmly, I'm not going to have any communication with Russia, you did the right thing. And you said the right thing. So I want to apologize to you. Owe you an apology. Now, I believe that in this climate of these people trying to sabotage the administration, whoever is the ambassador to Russia needs to be extremely proficient, and they need to really do a good job, because now they got a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. Okay, it's not just some frivolous job. Okay, whoever is the ambassador, I don't know who the ambassador to Russia is, but whoever the ambassador is, and I hope this is not Nikki Haley, because I can't stand her, and she's extremely disrespectful to the Russian ambassador, and that's basically the reason I'm so upset with her. Well, not the only reason, but she's really disrespectful to a lot of people. Plus, she's a UN champion or EU. She's a globalist, So this person, whoever is the Russian ambassador, I really got to investigate that. And now they need to take on this role of really representing America and the military. Because now, in this political climate of sabotage, the ambassador needs to be debriefed by General Mattis, you should get this ambassador person and debrief them and relay all your concerns and your whatever you want to say to Russia, relay that to that person. Well, I have no right to tell you what you should do. Okay, this is just a suggestion. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just saying that I believe that this is a good idea. All right. Now, Donald Trump should be able to call Vladimir Putin and have a private conversation with him anytime he so chooses. He should have this privilege. And there should be no speculation as to what they talk about. And it's nobody's business what they talk about, with the exception of, possibly a Secret Service, because there's obviously a Secret Service person always there. You understand? And there's really, with the technology today, there's really no way to communicate with another country without it being monitored. Okay. There's really no way to do anything without being monitored. Okay. There's people watching me right now in my apartment. I know that. The police too, but, of course I'm not perfect, and yeah, I do things I shouldn't do or whatever, but I hope that when the people do see me do things that I shouldn't be doing, they take into account that I am completely miserable and I'm lonely and I work hard for America, and I don't have anything else in my life. There's no love in my life. There's no affection. There's no excitement. There's nothing. I have nothing. So all I have is a little excitement that I, a little escape that I get here and there. So I hope that people would take that into consideration, And I believe they do, All right. So General Mattis, I hope you accept my apology. Now, of course, you're a cheerleader for NATO, which I am not in accordance with, but you have all kinds of pressures on you, and I'm sure that you have been under some illusions too, due to your, you grew up programmed like everyone else. We all undergo programming and we're indoctrinated into whatever. So you're subject to that too, whether you're a general or not. You understand? Okay, boom. Let's move on. Now, Dr. Ben Carson, take a look. Okay, General Flynn and Jeff Sessions got set up, obviously, because why? Because they're not Jews. You see, the whole rest of the cabinet are Zionist neocon Jews, okay? So they're not Jews, so that's why they got set up, because the Jews don't want someone in there who's not a Jew. Do you understand? Now, Dr. Ben Carson, you're not a Jew, you're a Seventh-day Adventist. So obviously they don't want you in there either, and they're going to try to sabotage you as well. Okay? Dr. Ben Carson, be very careful about what you say, what you do, and if I was you, I would become extremely proficient in policy guidelines, and I would stick to the policy guidelines and think about everything I say before I say it, and everything I do before I do it, because there's people right now that are looking at you and they're going to try to pick anything that they can pick out to decimate your character or, I mean, I took a look at you yesterday, and basically the only thing I can see is that you're unqualified, but that's not even totally true either, because you grew up poor. So this does give you a great qualification, because as HUD secretary, the people you represent most are the poor people, the people that are given the great privilege of Section 8 housing and disabled housing and homeless housing like me. There's homeless housing, And I consider it a great privilege. I'm so grateful to receive this, I'm so thankful. If it wasn't for this, I would still be homeless, obviously. Because on the money I make, I can't afford to pay rent. I can't afford it. Can't afford a rent. Can't afford a car payment. I can't afford anything, really. all I can afford to be is basically homeless. Now, that's not to say that every single person on disability cannot afford a rent, because that's not true. But unfortunately, I worked under the table most of my life, so I barely paid enough into Social Security to qualify for disability. You understand? I'll give you an example. I know a woman in Connecticut who worked for the state police laboratory, and she made I don't know, like $3,200. She made, I don't know, $2,700 a week or something. That was her pay. You know, she was a scientist. She worked in a state police laboratory. So now that she's disabled, she gets, a fairly decent income. She gets like $3,200 a month. So yeah, she lives pretty decently on $3,200 a month, and she, lives by herself with her cat or whatever. And yeah, she has some mental health issues. Yes, and she deserves the disability that she got. She deserves it. She's not a scammer. She got some problems. You understand? And I'm not a scammer either. I'm considered mentally disabled because I am mentally disabled. I mean, look what I went through. These people raped me. They monarch programmed me. They hypnotized me. They killed me, blew my brains out. They molested me as a child. They really put me through the mill. So yeah, it took a toll on me. Yeah, it took a toll on me. And to say that someone is bipolar, they say bipolar syndrome or whatever. Basically my diagnosis is bipolar. Basically the same diagnosis as most people would be, bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression disorder, and post-traumatic stress. Basically, that's my diagnosis, and it's true. Now, it's not to say that I can't. I'm not somewhat coherent, and I can do my job, what I'm doing. Of course, I don't get paid for it, but I believe I do a fairly decent job. At the commentary and representing the American people. I believe I do a good job. All right. So Ben Carson, they're gonna try to set you up too. Okay, so be very careful. I was warning you. Any other person in administration that's not a Jew, a Zionist, neocon, billionaire, club, communist, mole person, they're gonna try to set you up and get you out of there. They don't want you in there. Do you understand? It might be one reason that Donald Trump nominated you, because you're not that. You understand? And you represent Christian values. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing on the surface. Obviously, I believe that the church is the enemy, because everything about church is to infest you with the program virus. And that the church is run by the hybrid alien deer people, which is basically the enemy of all mankind. So yeah, the church is the enemy, but still, you represent good moral character and fiber and good moral values. You understand? So it's still a good thing. All right. Okay. So it's going to be short and sweet. So I don't know what I'm going to call it. Words of apology and a warning. An apology and a warning or something. I don't know if everybody read my post last night, but now the truth of things is starting to become clear to me, that I believe that during Donald Trump's career, rising to where he did, people had their sights set on him becoming president a long time ago, and they foresaw him becoming president. So they basically maybe supplied him with some advantages, and now the powers that be that basically run the world are what? Zionist neocon people. The Jews basically run the world. So now they basically bullied them into making all these appointments, which is basically all their minions, you know. And of course, they're all wicked corrupt. And I basically exposed them all. And now it's only a matter of time for Congress and the Senate hook their teeth into them. You understand? And then all these people will be exposed for the corruption, and then they can be removed from office, and then Donald Trump can appoint new people that will be so extremely vetted that another person like the Zionist neocon person that's in there now will not be able to replace them. Do you understand? And then he can make America great again. You know, that's what I see. I mean, yeah, I piss and moan and complain and all that, but more than that, I try to look for solutions. You understand? Solutions. And as I am the great redeemer, I'm always looking for an avenue of redemption that I can provide for somebody, for them to turn over a new leaf and change their ways and redeem themselves. That's why they call me a great redeemer. If anybody's been following my testimony, they'll see quite clearly that what does he do? Well, he tries to provide people with avenue of redemption for them to, turn things around. Because remember what I always said, that I'm more for transformation than corruption and destruction, because the person that's involved in doing the worst shit has the most power to do something about it, you know. And then, tell you the truth, I don't believe in second guessing yourself, but after I, blew all these appointments out of the water and exposed all their corruption and everything, and they're, expose them for who they are exactly, then I actually felt bad about it, because I said, well, shit, what if, these people, what if he appointed the people because he was listening to like I said, I don't believe you can hold him responsible for appointing the people, because I believe he was pressured into appointing these people. I mean, it's so obvious. And when he was signing the executive order, the whole Oval Office was full of Jews just standing there just glaring at him. So basically they were all standing there showing their arrogance, say, yeah, we run the world and he's going to do whatever we say, And Donald Trump's whole family is Jews and everything. And that's why I understand how people associate him with me, Adolf Hitler. How could you associate someone's whole family as Jews and his whole cabinet as Jews, but you associate him with Adolf Hitler? I mean, it's just ludicrous and illogical. You understand? But that's one of the liberal posturing tactics. And of course, everybody blames everything on me, good old Adolf Hitler, or Satan. He's the bad guy. Blame Satan for everything. Now, as I am the boss and the buck stops with me, I have no choice but to accept responsibility for every horrible thing that's ever occurred, because I'm the boss. So the buck stops with me. So it's true. I have to accept the blame. You understand? I really can't talk too much shit and say, oh, why you blame everything on me? Well, people have a right to blame everything on me because I'm the boss. You understand? So you have a right to blame it on me. But still, I believe people should still take responsibility for their actions. And I'm still going to blow you out of the water every chance I get. You understand? So. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Sunny day out there. Got to go down on probation now. Give my urine test. Hopefully, I'm probably clean. Pretty sure. Yeah, this would be good. I got to go to probation. I'm getting ready to go down there in a little while. All right, well, I'll say it once again. I mean, obviously, sitting here is not doing anything for me, and there's nobody coming here looking for me. So that means that I either have to get to Hollywood or Washington, D.C. If I'm going to, affect any actual change on the world stage in person, face to face. So obviously, everyone's under threats. That's why nobody ever helps me. But if there's any people out there that got the courage to stand against the tide of Jew tyranny and Zionist neocon domination, and is willing to help me while I need transportation to